Hello, it's Ruby. I'm currently preparing for my Masters in English at Oxford and using this month and a half to share with you how I'm preparing for that and how you can also prepare for the new academic year. And today I am going to be doing a massive reset ready for the new year, and I'm going to be sharing 25 ideas of things you can do to reset for the new academic year, which will just set you up nicely. And there will also be a free printable reset checklist if you want to use that. This video is also very kindly sponsored by Adobe Express, which is a really easy way to make really cool graphics, but I will be talking about them a little bit later. So this video is going to be separated into three parts. First of all, we'll be looking at organisation and academics. Secondly, we'll be looking at digital resetting. And finally, we will be looking at mindset and health. So let's start with organisation, because a clean space and organised systems will just make you feel clear-headed and more ready to take on the new academic year. Genuinely, a cluttered space and cluttered systems make for a cluttered mind, and you want to make things streamlined. You want to eliminate distractions, which will just let you focus more on what's important. So the first thing, of course, is to clear out your desk. My desk needed a huge reorganise. It's just got so cluttered over the last few months, so I went through the whole thing and cleared out the drawers, and it just feels so much clearer now. As part of this, you can also get rid of pens that don't work, donate or give away any stationery that you no longer use. Second thing leading on from that, if you find any notebooks that are half used or used up, I would recommend going through and tearing out these pages. Throw them away if you don't need them. You could file them away in a folder. You might even want to scan them in and compile them together in a PDF and save it to a hard drive so you can look back on it later. When you've got a notebook which is already half full, you're unlikely to then use it for something new. Speaking for myself, I have so many notebooks which are half used, and when they've already got a certain purpose, I don't want to use them for something else. This is a way of preventing me from buying new notebooks over the course of the year, which I can't promise won't happen because I do love notebooks. The third thing is to make a brain dump of admin tasks that you need to do. There are often lots of little tiny things over the summer that you keep on thinking, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, and then you don't do it. And when the academic year starts, you're gonna be so much busier. Sit down for 10 minutes, make a list of all of these little things that you need to get done, and then put aside a whole afternoon to do all of it. So sending emails, I'm in the process of editing together like all of this old family footage, so that's something I really want to get done before the end of the summer, for example. Number 4 is to make a list of everything you want to be keeping in your school bag or university bag, and then put that somewhere where you can see it easily. And as part of that too, to start to pack your bag for the new academic year. So in my Conquer, which is just that, I've already put in the things that I'm planning on keeping in there, like when term starts. It's like the beginnings of packing and just helps to keep everything together, especially if you bought new stationery for the new academic year. You might also want to clean your backpack if it's dirty, like just go over it with a wet wipe or some disinfectant spray. And then leading on from that packing part, start to write your university packing list. Make your page of everything that you need to pack so you can keep on adding to this, because I guarantee you'll forget something when you write it up the first time. Next is a fairly obvious one, but go through all of your old paperwork from last year if there's anything still sitting around, and organize it. Throw away anything you don't need, file everything away. I had so much paperwork still to sort through from this year and my job, and so that's what I was doing here. And then finally, review your syllabus and transfer this onto all of your devices you might use for school. So put it on your phone, put it on your computer, on your tablet if you have one, even print out a copy, because it's just useful to have on hand. And then go through it, review it, see what's going to kind of come up in the next term. Next, on to digital, because we're using digital spaces more and more, and so having them decluttered and having them streamlined is really, really important. I feel so much less productive when my computer feels really clogged up with files. My desktop often gets really, really crowded with them, and I find it harder to focus when my computer is like that. So the first thing, of course, is to go through your computer and clear all of your files, which is so well needed, and I'm so glad that this video is like really encouraging me to sit down and do it now. Sort them, delete anything you don't need, and just have your devices clear and ready to go for the new year. The second thing is to update your devices for the new year. So if there are any system software updates, to do those, and also to update any apps that you'll be using, which also leads me on to Adobe Express, which of course I've updated, ready for the new year, and their new update has some incredible features. So Adobe Express, if you didn't know, is a way to create really engaging and impressive professional graphics and videos and photos, which you can use in so many things. Like I use it when making graphics for Pumpkin Productivity, but you could also use it for group projects, presentations at university or school. And one of the really great features is that you can collaborate in real time. So if you are doing a project for university or working as part of a group, then you can all work together on these same visuals, which is so convenient. My favorite Adobe Express feature though is this new feature which lets you edit PDFs. Like edit PDFs, which feels so bizarre and honestly so useful. I'm just thinking about how much time it would have saved me if I'd had this like a couple of years ago. But you know when you have a PDF and there's like something slightly askew in the PDF and you want to change it and you want to move it around but you can't do it, so you have to go back into the original document and move everything around again. This feature means that you don't have to do that, and you can literally just like take part of the PDF and move it, or you can add in text or edit text. I'm going to be using this so much. So if you do want to try out Adobe Express, then you can click on the link in the description box. But anyway, thank you so much Adobe, and now let's go back to how you can digitally declutter, or reset I should say. So the next thing is to go through and unfollow and unsubscribe from any accounts which are no longer serving you. So I think this is a good thing to get into the habit of doing at least once a year. A large part of social media, especially something like YouTube, is consuming content, and we consume and we want to consume different content at different parts of our lives. Like there are certain books that we'll want to read when we're younger that we won't want to read when we're older. There might be channels that you subscribed to last year which no longer serve you. So go through your subscription list and unsubscribe to accounts that you don't necessarily need to be subscribed to anymore, just to make your social media pages more streamlined again. I think this can maybe help you to consume content more intentionally and make sure that you're consuming content which makes you feel good and inspired. I know that I've followed accounts which don't make me feel that. Really, I'm trying to encourage myself to unfollow people. So for example, if my channel no longer serves you, I would encourage you to unsubscribe. I wouldn't take it personally. The third thing is to set folders on all of your devices that you'll be using for academics. So for each of your modules, have a designated folder where you can put any loose files, just so you always know where everything is. Genuinely, this is so useful to do. Then number 4 is to actually clean your physical devices. So you've decluttered the files, but go through, disinfect them. If you've got any dirt anywhere, just use a spray, use a wipe. I always feel so put together when my devices feel clean. Feels too sticky. I think this will ruin my computer if I put it on the keyboard. Wait, but it actually works. And then the final thing is to make Spotify playlists, which you can use for studying, and just update this, have this ready to go. You might also want to put together a playlist on YouTube of ambient study rooms or live study with me's that you can use if you want something like that for a study session. But it's good just to have it prepared. And then the final part of this video is looking at mindset. The first really key thing is to make a reset routine. I have one of these every Sunday, and I had one of these at university. Every Sunday I would put aside a couple of hours to reset everything and kind of keep on top of things. That might be doing something like cleaning and chores, decluttering devices, kind of keeping on top of all of these major reset things that we're talking about today. So write out your reset routine and set it in your weekly timetable as something you're going to do, and do that now, because things get out of hand so quickly and you want to kind of like keep things placated when things get really stressful at school. The second thing is to find some new recipes that you can try when the academic year starts. So make a list of these. I'd recommend finding at least 10 core recipes that you're confident to make, meals that are balanced and healthy, that make you feel good, that you can fall back on when term starts and you're kind of busier. And just write up the recipes and make it easy for yourself when you've got a stressful evening and you don't really want to cook, but you still want to eat something good. So you just want to make a note of these easy recipes so that you can fall back on them. So I actually made a little menu today. I found a template on Adobe Express actually. I thought it'd be fun to make it look like a menu. I don't know. It's just, I'm all about romanticizing little things in life. This just feels more fun than having a list. So I made a menu, and I also made this list of different components of salads, because I always forget the interesting things that can go in a salad, and I just think this will keep me more creative with it. So this is what that looked like. And then finally is to fix your sleep schedule. So I'm really starting to think now about making sure I'm going to bed earlier and waking up earlier and getting enough sleep. That's something really to start doing now, I think. Final thing then, like kind of as part of that, is creating new morning and night routines, which will help you do this and will just frame and set up your day in the best possible way. But that's everything for this video. I hope that this was useful and that you can try some of these things. These are all the things that I'm doing, but there might be other things that you'd recommend, and if you do have any recommendations, then please do leave them in the comments, because if there's anything I've forgotten which will help me reset and like be more prepared for the new year, then I definitely like to try it, and I'm sure other people would too. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you again to Adobe Express for sponsoring today's video, and I hope that you have more than just a productive week.